What's up, All-Star Cheer fans? Welcome inside the Varsity TV studio for episode 12 of the League by Varsity All Star weekly series. This season just continues to fly by, but we aren't missing a beat and have plenty to catch up on. This week, we're going to check in with a team that has just been on a roll this season, honoring their deep history with a special throwback routine. We'll chat about the 11 teams named Triple Crown champions, and we'll, of course, take a look at all the latest moves on the leaderboard. I'm your host, Amber Salas, and I've got you covered on all the latest news around the League by Varsity All Star. The League by Varsity All Star is really heating up right now. We're at that point in the season where there's only a few event weekends left here in the regular season. So these teams are really aiming to add up all those points on the line in order to make that big jump on the leaderboard. And after this busy weekend full of events, there's definitely a lot to talk about. So let's start by checking in with some of our League 6 conferences. We're going to take a look here at the League 6 Coed. We have a new leader that's taking over this week. Max All-Star's Senior Stars jumping into that top spot with 3,700 points. After another great performance at the UCA All-Star National Championship, Max Senior Stars is your new leader. We talked about Senior Stars being able to make a big jump on last week's show. They were able to drop a 300-point event from earlier in the season for those 600 points from the UCA All-Star National Championship. So that was awesome to see, and here they are in that top spot. TSC All-Stars Black Diamonds is also moving into the top 10. They're now right here in 5th after securing their 6-point value of the season with 600 points from a first-place finish at the UCA All-Star National Championship. And let's also hear for Ultimate Athletics Dynasty. They're down here at number 7, 3,322 points. Also, Gym Time Illinois Fever is making their way into the top 10 here, currently at number 9, after solid weekends for both of those teams at the GLCC Grand Nationals. Now let's also go ahead and take a look at the League 6 All-Girl. Cheer Extreme Senior Elite is the team to keep an eye on here. They just keep climbing. Now they are in the top 3, currently at number 2 with 3,646 points. They just picked up 600 points at the UCA All-Star National Championship, and they still have room for more. Senior Elite will be heading to 1UP Grand Nationals later in the month with a possible 600 points on the line. That would allow them to drop a lower score of 446 points from earlier in the season in exchange for 600 points. If that happens, their overall score could then become 3,800. But we can't forget about our current leader, South Coast Cheer Fearless. They still have 700 points on the line at USA All-Star Super Nationals. If they secure those 700 points, Fearless could drop a lower score of 500 points for those 700. That would put them at 3,900 points to still stay in the lead. This is a tight race we're going to keep close eyes on. Also, shout out to the California All-Stars Aces and Top Gun All-Stars TGOC, both down here at 5 and 6. They've been great competitors in Level 6 Senior Small all season long, and now great competitors on the League 6 All-Girl leaderboard as well. We've got a few other great races we want to call your attention to as well. Let's take a look here at the D1 senior standings in the Northeast region. We've got a lot of teams making their way into the top 10 here. Star Athletics is really making their mark across this entire leaderboard with 4 teams here in the top 10, including 2 of those teams here in the top 3. First and second place, we have Phoenix and Senior White. Phoenix leads the way with 3,075 points, and right behind them, Senior White with 3,025 points. Both teams took the win at the Mid-Atlantic Championship Grand Nationals, and both still have more room to go as they currently have 5 total events. We also have Platinum and Onyx here on the top 10 as well. They both secured 500 points from a win at the Mid-Atlantic Championship Grand Nationals. And let's also hear it for Upper Marion All-Stars Reign here at number 3. They made a big jump up 15 spots. Second place at the UCA All-Star National Championship boosted their overall score now to be 3,016 points. And finally, let's go ahead and take a look here at our top 3 teams in D2 Youth in the West region. Idaho All-Star Cheer Ignite is our new leader. They've got 2,634 points. Following behind them in second place, we've got Chaos Elite Luxury, 2,433 points. Both teams were in action out west at the Aloha Grand Nationals. And Revolution Athletics still holding strong here in this third place spot with 2,419 points. And be sure to remember, you can check out any of these races anytime by heading to tv.varsity.com and clicking on the standings tab. You're going to want to follow along as these races get down to the wire here. The Level 6 Senior Small Coed division has had fans going crazy all season long. I don't think I've ever heard teams cheering and singing the music so loud in some of these arenas, but man, it has been so fun to watch. Brandon All-Star Senior Black is one of those teams that has just been on an incredible run this season. Just recently named Triple Crown champions, they also secured their 18th overall cheer sport title this season, which is pretty crazy to think about. This season also means so much to all of these athletes. It's season 20 of Brandon All-Star Senior Black, and season 30 for Brandon All-Stars as a program overall. And Senior Black is honoring all the history and traditions of the team with a throwback theme this year. So let's hear from some of the team about why this is so special for them.
Hi, my name's Ashley Milkey. This is my 3rd year in BSB and 8 years at Brandon All-Stars. It's honestly amazing. You grow up and this is a team that you look up to, and you can never, sometimes you don't even imagine yourself on this team, and then you're in that moment and you see those little kids looking up to you. So it honestly means so much, and I'm honored to have this experience.
When I think of Senior Black, I think of the legacy that our siblings and our friends and our family has really traded before us, and some of our coaches even celebrated it, and it just means the world to us.
This season, kind of that throwback routine, honoring part of that history and tradition. What are some of the standout moments in the routine for you?
I think my favorite moment is the iconic 1 3/4 double up from 2016, and it got them their first world grand champions at NCA, and it just means the world to us.
I definitely think our elite. I think that Brandon is known for their stunt technique, and that's something that BSB has always been known for. So to be able to recreate some of those amazing moments and do them and perform them the way that they have been performed, it's an honor and it's exciting.
What do you remember as a younger athlete looking up to BSB?
I definitely remember they were just always great. You look at that floor and they were always doing their job. They were doing amazing. It was just perfect cheerleading, and it was something that is truly amazing.
Growing up looking into BSB, all of us wanted to be that, and especially at practice when we're watching them go full out, all of us recreate their lead or do their stunt and recreate tumbling moments to finally build up to be on the team. The uniform was truly surprising to everyone. It actually means a lot to me because my sister wore this uniform when on a different team, but I got to recreate this moment, and my sister's actually going to wear the uniform in a photo, and I'm going to wear this one, and it just means the world that we're continuing to evolve the legacy of Senior Black.
I just was mind blown, honestly. It's just so much hard work and so much detail that a lot of people won't even notice, but our coaches put a lot of thought into it, behind it, and it's just such an honor to be able to wear this name on my chest, and I don't take that lightly.
This uniform just means so much to us. It's actually the same exact VA from 2014 at Worlds Day 2, and it's so amazing to continue to wear it.
So one of our coaches, she's been coaching the team for 20 years, and then the 2 other coaches have been athletes on the team, and it's genuinely just amazing, and it's very motivating to kind of push us to do our job and carry on their legacy, because it's very important, and I respect them a lot. So it's important to me that we carry on the legacy that they've created and continue for the future athletes. I think a lot of us grew up on being on teams together. We've had close relationships with each other and with the coaches, and we always say at practice, if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for the other kids on this team, and that I think motivates us at practice and creates a strong bond between the team.
Brandon All-Star Senior Black has also been racking up those league points, securing 700 points at both cheer sport and the NCAA All-Star National Championship. Stick around for this week's question of the week because we want to know some of your favorite BSB moments. So be sure to join in on all that fun. 11 teams were named Triple Crown champions just this last weekend. This prestigious honor means that these select teams set themselves apart as they took the win at 3 key events this season. That's the Cheer Sport National All-Star Cheerleading Championship, the NCAA All-Star National Championship, and the UCA All-Star National Championship. So without further ado, here are those 11 teams that were named Triple Crown champions. From the Level 6 Senior Small Coed Division, Brandon All-Star Senior Black. From Level 6 International Open Non-Tumbling, Cheer Extreme Lady Lux. In the Level 6 Senior Large Division, Cheer Extreme Senior Elite. Over in Level 1 Mini D2, let's hear it for Cheer Nation Athletics Mini Mafia. In Level 5 Senior D2, Extreme All-Stars X5. Level 1 Senior D2, it's Full Force All-Stars Lady Storm. From the Level 2 Youth D2 Division, Nighttime Cheer Magic. Also, let's hear it for Max All-Star Cheer. They are represented strong with 3 teams being named Triple Crown champions. Give it up for Max Senior Stars from the Level 6 Limited Coed Small Division, Max Wicked from Level 4 U18 Coed, and Max Vengeance from Level 5 Senior Coed. And last but certainly not least, Titanium Force Cheer Black Smoke from the Level 4 Senior D2 Medium Division. Congratulations to all of these incredible teams on this great accomplishment, taking the win at some of the most competitive events in this season and showcasing that consistency, poise, and strength is something that you should be so proud of. It was a very busy weekend full of events all across the nation. There were 9 total events streaming on Varsity TV this last weekend, and we of course got to name our 11 Triple Crown champions. So joining us now to take a look back on all the action is the one and only Alex Gajoli from Cheer Theory. Alex, welcome into the show. Have you had a chance to catch your breath after this busy weekend?
Yeah, I mean, you said it right. It was another busy weekend right after a very busy NCAA weekend. We had 4 Varsity World Split events from coast to coast: Arizona, Illinois, Florida, New Jersey. So we saw teams from just about everywhere for the second weekend in a row. And, you know, for me, it felt like the last super busy weekend of the regular season. So it should be smooth sailing from here on out.
All right, well, let's get right into it. This weekend at the UCA All-Star National Championship, 11 teams were named Triple Crown champions. That means they took the win at 3 of those key events. What is it, would you say, that makes this honor so special for these teams?
Yeah, I mean, the Triple Crown is a real test of endurance. You start out at Cheer Sport Nationals in Atlanta, which is always one of the biggest competitions of the season, and teams meet their toughest competition, often for the first time. Then you head straight to NCAA All-Star Nationals, which is the largest competition of the year, where not only will you see your toughest competition, but you'll likely see all of your competition. And then lastly, that very next week after Dallas this year, teams headed to Orlando for UCA All-Star Nationals. And, you know, it has to be an exhausting yet rewarding series of competitions. So you have the best of the best lined up within a month of each other, and that's tough. So shout out to those 11 teams. It's quite the accomplishment and confidence boost heading into the final months of the season.
For sure. And there was great action in pretty much every region this last weekend, from the Aloha Grand Nationals out west, Mid-Atlantic Grand Nationals out east, GLCC in the Midwest, and of course the UCA All-Star National Championship in the Southeast. We gotta know, what were some of your standout moments from the weekend?
Yeah, so at UCA, we saw 2 more jaw-dropping routines from Brandon Senior Black. Their Day 2 zero deduction performance earned them the highest World's Division score of the season, with a 99.67 Day 2 performance score and a final event score of 99.44. 4584, which is nuts. And then, Max Senior Stars performed 2 more hit zero routines, and they have now officially completed their regular season with 0 deductions. And, talk about next level execution. Anybody who is a fan of cheerleading knows that is a truly difficult task, especially in such a jam-packed routine like Senior Stars. And I can't wait to see them take on Worlds. Cheer Extreme Senior Elite continues to give their fans what they want. They have been so consistent this season. They only had 1 bobble day 1 at UCA and then came out swinging with a 0 and during finals. So, their consistency has paid off, and they secured that Triple Crown championship. And while they were the only large senior team in Orlando last weekend, they had to face their entire division, both at Cheersport and NCA, which is crazy. So, some of my other favorite routines of the weekend were Top Gun, Toxic, and Cheer Extreme Coex, who were both so much fun to watch both day 1 and 2, and they both had hit zeros each day. And, shout out to Gym Time Illinois Fever, who now has the 2nd highest World's Division score of the season with a 99.35. It was a high scoring weekend for a lot of these teams this past weekend.
So many great moments you just mentioned there, and so many incredible scores. It truly has been awesome to watch. So after all of that, what were our hit zero percentages looking like this weekend?
Yeah, let's do it. So at UCA, we saw 54 World's Division performances, and 21 of them hit for a 39% hit percentage, which is among the highest of the season. Shout out to TSC Black Diamonds, Cheer Extreme Coex, Brandon Fire, Ohio Cheer Explosion Fusion, Step 1 All Stars Phenomenal, Max Senior Stars, and Top Gun Toxic for hitting 0 both days. Throwing it over to Phoenix at Aloha Grand Nationals, we saw 32 World's Division performances. 9 of them hit, so we have a 28% hit percentage. Top Gun TGOC was the only team there to hit 0 both days, which was awesome to see. In Illinois at GLCC, we saw 38 World's Division performances. 15 of those hit for a 39% hit percentage. Shout out to Galaxy Athletics Angels, Platinum Athletics Chrome, Gym Time Illinois Fever, Ice Golden Girls, Ice Lightning, and Spirit Athletics Wildcats for hitting 0 both days. And then finally, in New Jersey at Mid-Atlantic Grand Nationals, we saw 18 World's Division performances, 8 of which hit 0 so we have a hit percentage of 44%. And USA Wildcats Lit and Evolution Tier Teal Obsession both hit 0s both days. So, all in all, fun fact for this week, 17 of the 71 teams we saw this weekend hit 0 both days for a double hitter 0 deduction percentage of 24%, which I think is pretty good.
A lot of teams hitting 0, and you are always so on top of it, which we appreciate so much. And it's been really cool to see all season long how this has evolved. So thank you, as always, Alex, for joining us week after week with all of your insight. Our final Super National event is just around the corner, so we'll be excited to preview USA All Stars Super Nationals with you next week. Thank you, Alex.
Thanks for having me, Amber. Talk to you soon.
Right now, let's go ahead and check in on how these teams are doing on our hit 0 meter. At this point in the season, teams have performed a good amount to give us a lot of data to consider when taking a look at the hit 0 meter. So let's get right into it. One team we've been singing praises to all season long is Max All Star Senior Stars, and rightfully so, because truthfully, all they've done is hit 0. It's been so impressive to watch. In our first season ever doing the hit 0 meter, these were the type of things we were hoping we could keep track of with you all. So I'm so excited to report that Max All-Star Senior Stars has now officially finished their season, the regular season at least, with a perfect 100% all year long. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. They competed at 7 different Varsity All Star competitions, performing their routine a total of 11 times this season. A perfect 11 for 11 for hitting 0. And now they're also leading the way in the League 6 Coed as well. Way to make it count, Senior Stars. It has been awesome to follow along with. Top Gun All Stars TGOC has been another team that's been so exciting to follow along with on our hit 0 meter. They just took the win at the Aloha Grand Nationals where they hit 0 on both days. So let's take a look at how their season has gone. They've competed at 6 events this season, performing their routine a total of 11 times. And they've hit 0 10 out of those 11 times, nearly perfect. That brings them to a 90% on the hit 0 meter. And finally, let's go ahead and take a look at Ice Golden Girls. They've been a great team to watch in the level 6 senior extra small division. Every time I see them take the stage, they look more and more confident. They're coming off a win this weekend at the GLCC Grand Nationals, where they also hit 0 both days. And their season has consisted of 4 different Varsity All Star competitions, performing their routine a total of 6 times. They've hit 0 4 out of those 6 times, bringing them in at a 67% on the hit 0 meter. But man, let me tell you, this weekend was an important one at GLCC Grand Nationals for Golden Girls. Hitting 0 both days, that definitely gives them the confidence that they can hit this routine, especially as they get ready to close out the season here. The time has come now to see what we got in store for this week's question of the week. Last week, we quizzed your knowledge about the Triple Crown Championship. We wanted to know what those 3 events are that teams needed to win in order to be named a Triple Crown champion. So let's take a look and see how you all did. Most of you were pretty spot on. You know your facts. 56% of you all voted for Cheer Sport Nationals, the NCAA All-Star National Championship, and the UCA All-Star National Championship. And that is correct. So good on y'all. You definitely know what's going on here. Once again, congratulations to those 11 teams named the 2025 Triple Crown champions. But now to this week. Earlier in the show, you heard all about the throwback theme of Brandon All-Star's Senior Black. For season 20, they're honoring that history and tradition of all the Brandon Senior Black teams over the years. So we want to know what some of your favorite throwback moments from the routine are this season. So go ahead, scan the QR code, let us know what you think about some of your favorite moments. You can also watch some routine playbacks of Brandon Senior Black this season to see all those moments for yourself. There's a few options listed for you there, or you can write in your own moment as well. And we can't wait to see what you all think as we take a look back at this next week. Before we close out episode 12, let's take a look at what's on the line the next few weeks and how teams can really make a statement with some of these points. Coming up this weekend, we have the Spirit Fest Grand Nationals worth 600 points. Also, the Athletic Championships Atlanta Nationals worth 500 points. Next weekend, we're all set for a showdown out west at the USA All Star Super Nationals, our final Super National event of the season for those 700 points, as well as the Can-Am Grand Nationals for 600 points. And closing us out at the end of the month will be the One-Up Grand Nationals. That's worth 600 points. So be sure to keep joining us here every Thursday on the League by Varsity All Star weekly series. You can also check out tv.varsity.com. Check out that standings tab to see what's on the line each weekend. And be sure to stick with us for all the latest news around the League by Varsity All Star.